Are you sure about this?
We're at the capital. When do you propose, if not now?
It's not about timing.
He's proven capable and reliable. What more could we need?
You call that unstable mess reliable?
Stability isn't in our short-term goals, Marshal.
Well, it should be. And you listen.
He's here, sir.
Pull.
Thank you, Seth.
You wanted to see me, sir.
At ease, Alliance. Take a seat.
It's horseshit. Don't need this.
You too, Marshal.
Yes, Commander.
Is this about the mission, sir?
Not quite. This is about what happens next.
The capital is under siege by Whisper's forces. The leader of the Capital Guard has kept them at bay and has kept everyone safe for now. Novara bars the way to the east. Without getting in, neither the Never nor the Legion stand any chance of moving. Unless the Legion is planning to make a final stand here, they'll need to find a way to break a line in the siege and surge into the forest, while their undead's forces are in disarray. The walls are strong and well protected, and have already withstood several attacks, but new reconnaissance suggests the Never seem to have a new plan. Whisper themselves is overseeing a ritual, attended by their devoted witch idols. What the ritual portends is uncertain, but it's clear the Never army expects it to be important. The best way to sneak in the back, Serikali says, knock on the front door.
Brendan, what if we just decided the last stand right here, right now? Let's go.
I mean, I would be a fan of the players and respect your choices. So, Matthew, can you read the assault mission, the required mission in front of you?
Yeah, sure. Assault. Accompany Serikali as she confronts Whisper. Disrupt the ritual and distract the Never army long enough to give the Legion time to break through the siege and enter the fortress city. Requires a use of horses to surge through the Never defenses and get to the ritual. Optional. Hey, take me with you. If you bring Suleiman on the mission, the engagement roll takes plus 1d. Rewards, -1 time, +3 morale, +1 favor, glory. Pressure does not increase. Penalties. Fictional consequences as appropriate, including but not limited to the Legion must find some other way into the capital.
Matthew, I do not understand your Suleiman voice.
Good.
Do not perceive me.
It's just Wario.
The terror of being known.
It's like that guy from Borderlands, the merchant that nobody likes. Marcus Munitions. Mixed with more Wario somehow. That guy is already very Wario.
Becoming progressively more Wario.
Warsonization.
I'd say Suleiman's more of a Waluigi.
In build, perhaps.
Yeah.
No, see, Waluigi's sexy though.
There's
Saying
something
that Suleiman isn't?
Somebody in the Legion thinks he's sexy.
I mean,
Everybody thinks Suleiman's sexy.
I've compared him to Rasputin before. I think that is a apt
Okay.
comparison.
Yeah,
in a number
you
of
got
ways.
He's just a dirtier Rasputin.
me. Rasputin was very dirty.
I know.
Mhm.
Even greasier.
God, just dripping. But not in the drip way. Just physically dripping.
Commander, you may ask the GM questions based on current intel about Suleiman if you so desire.
I'm sorry. I've been entrapped.
Serikali, I must know. What is that guy?
What's his whole deal? Look into his eyes. Tell me his deal, please, Serikali. Serikali.
What's his love
refuses.
language?
Ugh.
This is when we do the dating sim version of this campaign.
Mhm. Mhm.
The developers end up being horrified by how many people choose the Suleiman route.
Yeah, it's the #1 achievement on Steam. Okay, if I ask the question, Intel 3 or more, what is a specific broken researching? Can we get a little bit of more on what's up with Whisper's ritual?
Yes, 100% you can.
All right, that's the first one then.
Yeah, I think you are uniquely positioned to find out what it is that's going on there. You have certain pieces of information in front of you. You have stories of the lands beyond. You have this news of the Never ritual taking place here. And I think that what really sets it off is that even in all of this chaos, in the armies, both yours and the Never, surging towards the east, there's still been a steady trickle of refugees coming from the coast and the islands to the south. I think you realize that they stopped showing up, that there's just an absence. There's scouts that are sort of posted to look to see if they can spot any caravans or people moving from the south. And they don't see anything there, but they report that the horizon looks strange and that the sky feels closer than it had been. Whisper is doing something to call the sky down.
Okay. 2 or more intel question. What's the main weakness of the undead's position on this mission?
Oh, okay. So Whisper commands, you've encountered Whisper's forces before. Whisper commands Feral, Idols, the Hexed, which are the folks that we saw in Loggerhead, which kind of just look like people going about their business, but are actually kind of drone controlled. And so there's tremendous power there. There's tremendous ability to like surge forward. But what they're not good at is holding lines, maintaining formations and stuff like that. And so what Whisper's army seems to operate like is almost like a wave, like a surge of the tide, where it's crashing with tremendous force, but then having to reform, to reshape. They're not good at maintaining a steady kind of assault. And so if you're able to divert them into some sort of like enormous crashing attack, then that would, just by its very nature, force them to spend a lot of time reconfiguring themselves before they could really take an action like that again.
Gotcha. The 1 or more intel question is a tricky one, because I feel like I know the answers to all of them. Or they don't matter, because we haven't really had like named elites that we've kept around.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to suggest maybe if you wanted to read the questions out, but it sounds like you already have an idea.
Well, okay. Yeah, let me read them out. And let's see if any of these stand out to anybody else. The first is, what's useful to bring on this mission? That is typically useful, but in this case, I feel like we have a pretty good handle of the mission. We've got secret paths. We've got a lot of fighting we're going to have to do, etc. And distraction, for sure. who's invested in this mission. That also feels like we know these characters, and we know the ones who really want to be in the Senate, and the ones who like Serikali, and the ones who hate the Never, etc. What's a challenge we might face on this mission? That's also, I think, we've got a pretty good handle on.
Mm-hmm.
Which Broken's troop do we expect to face on these missions? I wonder.
Yep.
And the one I'm leaning towards right now is what resources or benefits might we find at a specific location ahead? And what I think this is the shot in the show version of this is Azar looking over the field, seeing the swarms of Never hurling themselves against the walls of the city, and leaving himself a note to say, start thinking about a plan B. The other ones are what might be a weakness of an elite we have encountered, but again, same issue. What might be a craving or instinct of an elite we have encountered, same issue.
Knowing what's ahead, well, do we have names for these 2 locations that are past the capital?
Yeah.
We know the keep.
Right. So for the benefit of people who are listening who can't see the picture, we're at Novara, the capital. And then on the Band of Blades map, which we, the players, know about, but that I guess the people in world would also know about. There's Skydagger Keep on the far end in the far right side of the map. And there's 2 paths that you could take from the capital to Skydagger. One of them goes past an ancient monastery. So that one is like overland across some really steep mountain paths. The other is underground. And it goes through these tunnels known as the Maw.
So yeah,
Good.
asking about what would be in store at one of those locations sounds pretty good.
Okay. Let's do that. Anybody have a favorite? I feel like Kris and I both reacted positively to underground paths.
Love a secret tunnel.
If memory serves, I know what's there, so I won't say anything.
Devin, any thoughts?
I could go either way. I personally don't like caves very much in real life, but it's
Right,
fantasy
remember
caves,
this.
so that's fine.
So if you like, I could tell you what Azar already knows about each of those locations really quick.
Sure, please.
So the Maw, just to start there, is a cave network. It was part of a trade route a long time ago, but as Zelsha'el and the Empire sort of developed, it was kind of left behind in favor of more developed roads and stuff like that. So a lot of the places that are there were used by people, but they're incredibly old, much older even than the Arcadian Empire. It is full probably of like shrines and stuff like that, and a lot of older kind of structures, but there's not a lot of people living there or anything like that. At least not people as we would understand them.
Mm-hmm.
The other path through the high road goes past a monastery that I think is like really well regarded even in the modern day of Zelsha'el, but is very, very remote, is like only visited by the most devout, the most reclusive, or people that are really looking to like get away from it all.
Yeah.
There's people there, but it's a deeply like self-sufficient kind of isolated community. That said, either path has things that you could find, and depending on which one you choose, I'll tell you what you could find there.
I think that if we're worried that the sky might come crashing down, we should learn more about the underground path.
That makes sense.
So, just to be clear, just to read it out, what resources or benefits might we find at a specific location ahead, that location being the Maw?
Others have gone down here. Others have ventured into the Maw. There are tales of Chosen that only legends are told of. who descended into the maw and supposedly fought incredible beasts or other terrors. And if any of them or their things are still down here, those relics or those tools or those weapons would surely be mighty indeed.
Okay. Cool endgame weapons, sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the final one, 0 more intel, I think I'm just going to go with, how does our chosen feel about this mission?
Gosh. Not to belabor the point, but like, how does Azar ask that?
I think that...
Does Azar just ask Serikali that? Or is this just like...
I'm sure you're looking forward to signing all of those papers on your desk when you get back.
I think that Azar and Serikali haven't really been alone in a while.
Sure.
And I think that Azar does go walk up to Serikali maybe while she is herself looking over the battlefield. And basically just asks, how are you feeling? Again,
you can always talk to me.
Yeah, your good friend Azar.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
If you want to vent.
I'm always here.
My DMs are open.
I have an anecdote,
God.
but I'll save it for later.
Oh, Christ. Serikali looks more like she did before the Battle of the Omniculum than you have seen her in a long time. She is energized. She is standing in front of the capital, the place that she defended for so long. Her eyes are fixed on the one thing that she has to cut her way through in order to return.
Okay, sounds great. Does she just not even answer and he just like nods?
Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah.
He got what he wanted.
All right, Marshall, tell us again who's going on this mission.
I have assigned... I have lost the... There it is. I have assigned Lance, Nabain, and Nikolaj with the Star Vipers, who is our soldier squad of all named soldiers.
It's a good lineup.
Yeah, I made the executive decision of putting Obik in instead of the nameless soldier.
Sounds good.
Because
You'll be fine.
Thar, Waloot, Ashling, Rahel, Obik. I wish I had 4 more players.
Yeah. If there was
give that squad 4 thumbs up.
There was ever a mission for 4 more players, it would be this one.
Players. But tell me who you're going to start playing for this primary mission.
I think Devin wanted to play Lance.
Well, I wanted to play Lance when I didn't know that Ashling was on the table.
Yeah. You can play Ashling, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to play Lance, but like, I don't know.
No, you can.
We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go with your heart and I will compensate and take up whatever you don't want.
I'll play Lance. I don't care.
Oh my God. No.
I mean, Gavin, are you sure you don't have any like, oh, it'd be really fun to play blank?
I mean, I'm always down to play Lance.
Is this one of those things where it's like I started dribbling it and then I passed it and then I haven't seen the ball in a while, so like I don't have as strong of a grasp. I went off and started playing golf instead.
It's like that, except the ball has lost a hand, a cloak, and was tried for war crimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Successfully.
And is thriving still.
Yeah.
He's coping. He's coping.
He was just put in charge of a training regimen for the rookies.
I will reread his most recent edition, which is "The Legion is losing trust in me, but I know what is best for them."
Yep, that's true. That's true.
That's good and fine.
Yeah.
No problems.
It's coping.
Well, if the sky is
so-
getting closer, I think Aisling has opinions on that, so I'll play Aisling.
Okay,
Okay.
you got it.
Aisling's probably been closer to the sky than anybody besides Taila's people.
Sure. Kris.
Unless anybody else has strong feelings otherwise, I assume I'll be playing Nikolaj.
And I'm on that Nabain train.
Okay. Gavin, just to confirm, you're playing Lance?
Yeah, I'm playing Lance.
Okay.
You're not allowed.
No, I understand. I understand.
I mean, it seems like he makes poor decisions no matter who's controlling him, so...
Yeah, it's true.
Really quick, what load is everyone taking?
Heavy.
We might as well go heavy. It's assault.
There's no penalty for heavy here.
Yeah.
Pick heavy, please.
I can be kind of pack mule here if there's things that we think we need.
If you have anything that would be smelly, we got ferals about, so that's always
Speaking
helpful.
of which, are you bringing Suleiman?
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Oh boy, we sure are.
Other reason why you can't be Lance is because you're being Suleiman.
Me?
No, Brendan.
Oh.
Well, but I'm also being Serikali, who is also
Mhm.
coming.
Right.
The two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, but she's just going to be angry and killing things.
Serikali nods.
I don't know, what would be smelly out of the utility load?
Let me take a look at Aisling's available utility.
Cooking kit.
Can
Yeah,
you say
that
that a
one.
grenade is a stink bomb?
The use of the cooking kit versus the feral has absolutely been proven.
It's never failed us.
It
once.
has never failed.
Oh, there's probably some stinky stuff in the medic kit.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll bring med kit.
That would be better probably. And then because wrecking kit is probably still better than cooking kit in general. So I'd rather
I meant
the
to have
wrecking kit be
changed that
fine.
back.
Yeah.
Engagement roll?
Okay. Are all on the mission OATHSWORN to Legion? No.
No.
Did the commander spend 1 intel to give foresight and info?
Yes, because we're at 4 and we're going to get another one thanks to our Serikali special beacon thing.
Is everyone on the mission a specialist or soldier? I fucked up, guys.
Oh, because of Suleiman?
Suleiman and
Serikali.
Serikali are not specialists nor soldiers, so we
Aw,
don't get the
dip.
Super Soldier Squad bonus die.
Dip.
Man. That's regrettable.
The Forged in Fire, the Star Vipers will be like iron. Something. Insert rousing speech here.
Obik starts sweating.
Does any Legionnaire distrust the leadership or not fear them enough to obey orders on the battlefield?
You feeling about Lance?
Yeah, how is Aisling feeling about Lance?
That's a good question.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't think there's like a direct one-to-one blame situation, but I think Lance does feel like, Aisling does feel like Lance was a little cavalier about his life and safety in that moment.
Do you think if Lance told Aisling to do something and Aisling thought this is going to get me killed, Aisling would refuse to do it or do something else or pretend like he hadn't heard him?
If Lance tells Aisling something that Aisling knows is really risky and will probably get him hurt or killed, he might at least be insubordinate about it.
Okay.
So minus 1d.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It's chill.
Are required specialists or equipment not on the mission? No. Did the quartermaster equip Blackshot?
Yes.
Is any Legionnaire starting the mission wounded? No. And we get 1 bonus die from bringing Suleiman on.
Yes.
Man, can I spend stress to do a flashback with Lance and Aisling to try and get this extra die?
No.
I'm open to it.
Something like Lance seeing Ashling's teeth and like congratulating Ashling. And
So, as good as that is, no, because Ashling complaining about Lance is why we led to Gemma volunteering to blow the horn.
that's right.
Mm.
Damn. Okay. 2 dice.
I mean, that could have happened.
That's not terrible.
That could have happened in the interim.
Do we feel like Lance would do that?
I don't know.
I think he would. He's trying to be like he's the officer. He can't let anybody. I mean, I guess he'll let Kaio hold grudges, but he can't, have subordinates feeling that way. Or like maybe he feels that it's easier to talk to Ashling about this than he does about Kaio. Like maybe there's an interesting hypocrisy going on here as well.
What does Devin think here? Devin, do you think that Ashling would be displaying signs of like not vibing with Lance?
Yeah. I mean, I think Ashling has also kind of grown in popularity in a weird way.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ashling's super cool.
They are very cool.
So
But he is also not very not subtle.
No.
Hmm?
Well, they're sort of oblivious to their like whole thing sometimes. But like
Sure.
I think post Shark Teeth situation, I think they are starting to like think about things a little bit more and be a little bit less like stoner, like spacing out and just kind of like going with the flow than they were before.
Mhm.
Too angry to get stoned.
Yeah. I mean, just too full of rage, It kills the
Yeah.
high. I mean, I know what Ashling would say to Lance if Lance approached him.
Yeah, we could have that
Okay.
scene, absolutely.
So yeah, Lance comes up something like, I wanted to congratulate you on your new teeth.
Do you normally congratulate people on their corruptions?
Corruption, hardly. You're as pure as any one of us.
Well, congrats on your new hand. Looking at the stump.
We all make sacrifices for the Legion, Ashling.
I'm aware, and I've used to my fair share of sacrifices. I was boasting on the Skian back in the day, and I did some pretty dangerous things, but there was always a trust and loyalty between the crew and our captain, and we all knew in our hearts that the captain, what's a good Gaelic name?
Siobhan.
Yeah.
Siobhan.
Yeah, Captain Siobhan. Captain Siobhan wouldn't order us to do anything that she wouldn't do herself. And I'd like to believe the same thing about you.
Ashling, given the chance, if you were in my position and you had told me to blow the horn, I would have. You're a good soldier. Perhaps one day you'll be a good leader too.
I just know that you're prone to foolhardy decisions, and you take risk and take sacrifices, but they seem to be more sacrifices for your own interests than for the good of your comrades.
Hand goes to his stump subconsciously, starts itching it, realizes what he's doing, puts it behind his back. We all have our parts to play, Ashling. Legion has a hierarchy for necessity. And knowing what we know now about the Horn, I thought it was a great honor to bestow upon you. And I still think, part of me, that the honor was yours to sound the horn, raise hell. But now that we understand the consequences, I should have blown the horn, and I'm sorry.
We're good. I just have one last question. If I lose myself out there, if the bloodlust takes over, Will you help me out of it, or will you utilize me?
Lance puts his hand on Ashling's shoulder, looks Ashling dead in the eye, and says, I'm not leaving you behind.
Ashling gives sort of a smug smile, showing all of their teeth. Yes, Captain.
Soldier?
Call me Bosun.
Bosun?
Because Captain's a ship thing, too.
Yeah. Does anyone on the mission distrust or disrespect the leadership enough to disobey orders?
No. I mean, sketched, but not enough to disobey orders.
Sure.
Okay. How much stress does that cost, Lance?
How much does insubordination stress out Lance?
I think that's a 2 stress flashback.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
I'll
pretty
take
big.
2
That's a
stress.
pretty big
Yeah, I'll push myself to get a die on the engagement roll. Thank you.
deal. Yeah, there you go. Good officer.
Fuck!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Didn't even matter.
That's a 1-2-2.
I'm going on break.
Oh no.
Y'all have utilized the Eyes of Smoke's paths to try and make your way into the town outside of the walled city where the Never have set up their siege, correct? There's some images of the streets of somewhere in Malta, I believe, that sort of represent what a lot of, I think, this town outside of the city kind of looks like. It's a lot of brick buildings with really narrow roads that change elevation pretty frequently. There's a lot of ramps. There's a lot of stairs, all of which is good and abandoned in varying states of on fire for having been sacked by the Never and then bombarded from artillery coming from the city trying to drive out the Never. Pretty ramshackle, but I think the intelligence from the Eyes of Smoke is good and the path is sound, and you're able to make your way into the city relatively successfully. But when you emerge, or when you get to a point where you're close to your target, trying to get to this ritual that Whisper and their idols are conducting, you find yourselves in the middle of Feral and Hexed running through the streets, ushered on by the witch idols. You're in a desperate position. What do you do?
So, how far away from the ritual are we still? Like, could we maneuver close enough, or
Yeah.
Somewhere we
Let's-
could get like a clearer line of sight on it. Got people with lenses.
Yeah, I think you could reasonably like I think you're emerging from underground to ground level. I think you could maneuver like through the building that you're in to the roof in order to get a better sense of the lay of the land or something like that.
we don't have a climbing kit, though, do we?
No.
That's true. You don't. That's true.
We'll break
That's
into a
true.
house and we'll break into an apartment building and go up the stairs.
I think you're even in an apartment building when you emerge, right? Like
Wait.
this path like emerges into someone's wine cellar or something.
Yeah, Ashling's got crowbars and shit, so we're good.
Totally.
All right, let's group maneuver to the roof.
You leading this?
I am leading this because I take at most 1 stress.
Hell yeah.
That's such a good move.
Especially for this game.
That's fast and quiet in normal load. Doesn't apply to heavy load, which is a shame. I move like I have normal load with heavy load. I want to make big noises. Does that help at all?
I don't think so.
I got a 6.
Thar.
We're fine.
Oh shit! You
Yeah,
rolled already. 6.
Ash-
Blah.
I got a 1 and a 2. I think Ashlyn got some splinters when he
Right.
busted one of the
Mark
cellar doors
stress.
down.
Owie.
I got a 5.
Don't forget to mark prowess XP.
Yeah.
Oh, that means I level up my prowess.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Dang.
Good for them.
So yeah, you make it to the top of this building, no problem.
Okay, Nikolaj, your lenses, please.
Fine lenses. Yup.
What time of day do you think it is?
Least comfortable time of day.
So, moving people at night, especially civilians, is impossible.
Okay.
Yikes.
I think we left before dawn, and I think we're already late
Gotcha.
to when we were supposed to start the distraction.
Got it. So it's like 8:30 or something like that?
Yeah.
Cool.
I bet the sky feels even darker and worse if Whisper's like pulling it closer. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's stars that look more like lines.
What? Sorry?
Like, imagine if you took a star and then like dragged it down and it just left a streak.
Like dragged it down towards the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I'll imagine it, but I'm not happy about it.
That's evocative. I like that.
But you are at the top, and I think you've got a good sense of the lay of the land, and you can see where this is taking place. Absolutely. I think it's a 6-step clock to get from where you are to the ritual.
Doable.
Alrighty.
Serikali can't shoot a gun, can she?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's been around for like millennia. She could do it.
If I channeled for Aoife's sniper rifle.
What?
Uh-huh.
Could Serikali shoot Whisper from here? Or if not Aoife's sniper rifle, then an extra sniper rifle from Crovander's stash.
It's stash of sniper rifles.
I was gonna say, I think sniper rifles are a pretty rare commodity.
Yeah.
I think Aoife like built hers or something.
God.
I'm into this. Let me look. God, you have no supply is the thing. I'd be willing to say you can spend 1 supply to get a sniper rifle, but
That would be a huge use of supply. But sniper rifles are that good.
yes. I'm you could do let me look at how channels works. To acquire an asset for your squad in a flashback, roll sway to determine quality. I mean, yeah, you could just do that. Where did you get a sniper rifle from?
We traded with the other Legion?
Maybe from the other Legion.
Or maybe this is another handy dandy Suleiman project.
Oh. How did you know?
It shoots reliquaries.
Considering the move I'm working towards as Aoife, he's been dabbling in some sniper things.
Yeah.
I love build rifle.
I don't want to step too much on Aoife's toes here, though.
I like the idea that this is a prototype rifle that Suleiman has been working on and is going to fall apart after it gets used. Or something like that.
Yeah. Suleiman, do you sleep? When was the last time you went to sleep?
Does not answer.
He just like pulls like a blue pill out of his pocket and just kind of waves it around. And
Yeah.
He says does not answer.
He just said does not answer. Okay. You know, that's on me, Solly. Should have asked those questions. Should have asked questions I'm not prepared the answer for.
50% of the time when you fire this weapon, your like jacket catches on fire.
Okay. Serikali, do you think you could hit Whisper between the eyes here? Or at least through the ears?
Takes the rifle. It would be my honor. I think you still have to give me a sway to determine the quality of this rifle.
Yeah. And I'm not going to push myself. This is just going to be a flat 2d6.
Yep.
I'll take a
Hey.
6.
That's a 6. Absolutely. All right. It will maintain integrity for 2 shots.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
And the 50% chance goes up to 75% chance on the second shot.
All right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Here's the plan. Serikali, you're positioned here. We're going to move in closer. When you see the flare, that's your signal to fire. Keep firing until the gun doesn't work, and then, do your cool jump 500 feet that you do
Raises an eyebrow.
up walls. Remember that time you jumped up an entire wall? 6 months ago? Just do that, but, long ways to our position. I know you can do it.
Takes rifle and takes position.
All right. Vipers, we're moving out. Does the circle thing with the finger pointed up.
Everybody hisses.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Fucking Cobra Kai over here.
So I'm going to maneuver again into a controlled position.
How do you do that?
Or I guess not into a controlled position, into the middle of a bunch of undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's desperate.
I guess, yeah, what can we see from here using these lenses and whatnot?
That sounds like a scout check.
Yeah, who's got good scout here?
Zero scout.
I have
Zeros.
0.
Fine lenses. Fine lenses, zero scout. Do we all have zero scout?
Oh,
That was just said.
never mind.
Can we study? Would study give less effect?
You mean
Yes.
research?
Study. There's research.
Also, the study
Oh,
doesn't
that's it.
exist.
This is true. I
Yeah.
know research. Thank you.
They solved the problem of study and survey by making a scout and research.
So I have 2 in research, and I think that Nikolaj has basically the same. Is that right?
Yep. 2 as well.
So that actually works out pretty well if we then push or use, in Nikolaj's case, fine to get back up to normal effect.
Mm-hmm.
Nikolaj can research you a never encampment from a distance.
I think you just talked me out of it. Like,
Okay.
I think
I don't think
they've-
that's how that works.
they've done
Yeah.
such a good job of distinguishing between scout and research. I'm going to say no. You can't use research for this. This is scout.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is it's literally what the thing is.
Yeah.
Fair.
There's ways to get dice.
There are
There
ways to get
absolutely are.
dice.
Yeah,
I could
sounds
push
like-
myself.
I'm trying to save all of my stress for tactician and group actions.
Well,
So
You can
I
help
have-
one another.
But I mean, like,
I have no stress.
yeah, same.
yeah, I trust y'all. We can get
All right.
2 dice here.
Let the nerds deal with this.
Yeah, so I can push myself to get 1 die, and then
And
does
I
Nabain
help.
want to help?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I've got my maps. I'm books and scrolls.
Hell yeah.
I'm referring to them as you look through your fine glasses.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
But the
they're
books
fine.
and scrolls also being fine do more.
I don't think so.
Okay.
If you're specifically trying to get a grasp on like troop movements and stuff like that.
Okay. So that's 2 stress for me.
But I think you're already at desperate great, so the perfect roll as Forge in the Dark is concerned.
Okay.
Desperate Great
The
2d6.
desperate great 2d6. Alrighty.
No devil option.
I mean, I'll hear it. I'll listen to one and be afraid.
Something which will not see you right away will appear on screen.
No.
Will we see it right
Yes,
away?
without a doubt.
Oh,
It's Draknor. Yes. Yes
I
to
don't-
Draknor.
Well, that's terrifying. I don't. There's part of me that doesn't want like any new big surprises in case those get in Serikali's shot.
But also, if this fails, this is a desperate roll, so the consequences are going to be terrible.
This is true. Right, because then I could take that push as position instead, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could do that.
2d6 risky great. That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah, okay. I'll take the devil's bargain.
Okay. As you are trying to get a fix on what all is in front of you, there is a distant screech, and you look up to see one of the sky serpents slowly swimming through the air towards the capital.
Oh, I forgot about that. Good. Okay. 2d6 risky great.
Shouldn't it be
Christ. That's a
3
2
now?
and a 3.
Shouldn't it be 3 now with the devil bargain?
No.
we took that
No,
as-
because I used
Make it risky.
it as a die and I used my push as position.
Okay.
That's a 2 and a 3.
Okay.
No info.
Bad time.
It's only a risky consequence.
That's
Could be
right. It
worse.
is only a risky consequence. Thank you.
Could be worse, certainly.
Here's what happens. There is a tremendous amount of action going on, rapidly escalating to like a full battle as Whisper's forces begin to take, to begin to move, begin to attack, begin to surge. And just when you think that there is no end to them, that there must be a break in the wave, there's more. There is always more. And there are people, not that you recognize, but that you can tell were part of the places that you have been, from the Well of Icario, from the settlements by the river. All of them have been amassed, have been gathered up. This ongoing surge is overwhelming. And before you know it, there is a flare of light, of sickly, bright starlight close to the ritual. And you realize that things are moving faster than you had expected. Oathsworn is an actual play podcast created by
Devin Nelson.
Gavin Fregeau.
Kris Allison.
Matthew Guzdial.
and me, Brendan McLeod. All music for the show is created by Devin Nelson. Find it and more at devindecibel.bandcamp.com. Find the link to their music and any of the games that we've played in the podcast description. Follow us at OathSworn Pod on Twitter or OathSworn on co-host. Until next time.